We're diving deep into the Dragon's Dogma 2 gameplay combat mechanics for 4 different vocations, in other words, different classes. But before we even get started, let me show you this drop kick that we were able to see this in this gameplay. Let me know in the comment section below if you feel that this is one of the best things that probably happened in this gameplay. So now let's get started with the 4 different vocations that we're going to be talking about: the fighter, the thief, the warrior, and also the sorcerer. We're going to be able to see with all those 4 different vocations how the fighting is, how working together with your pawns is going to be, weapon elemental damage that we're going to be able to see in the gameplay, and on top of this, weapon skills for each of the classes. So if you like how that sounds, likes appreciated. Also consider subscribing to the channel, because on this month we're going to be bringing to you a lot of Dragon's Dogma 2. So if you are new to Dragon's Dogma or not, we're going to be talking about 2 different type of vocations categories this time. One is going to be a basic and the other one is going to be the advanced. 2 of these characters are going to be in the basic vocation, which is going to be one of them, the fighter. The fighter is a straightforward character. He's going to fight with his sword and also along with his shield, as you are able to see here in this gameplay that we are showing you. And we're going to be breaking down this a little bit more so we can give you more than what the game is all about. So as you are able to see here, the fighter is going to set up the battle just like any regular warrior, but in this case, the warrior in Dragon's Dogma 2 is a different thing. So that is why I want to break this down and break all these 4 different classes, because each of them have their different way of playing. In this case, you're going to be able to see that the fighter here is using only his shield and his sword to be able to do different attacks. Now, as you are able to see there, the weapon and the shield for the fighter gets an elemental damage, which only is being applied by a sorcerer or a mage. In this case, we are also having one of the pawns is going to be a sorcerer, which is the one that is also adding the elemental damage, which in this case, I believe is going to be fire. There's also another elemental damage, which is going to be lightning, which are also you just were able to see there, not by the sorcerer, but also by the mage. So as you are able to see there, one of the weapon skills that this fighter has is called defend, which is pretty much he's going to go against everyone that he is going to fight. In this case, we're going to be fighting this ogre, and you're going to be able to see how he's able to use his impel, his onslaught, dash, and jump. Those are his skills that he's going to be able to use for his own character, not the weapon skill. In this case, his weapon skill is going to be pretty much just get on the enemy's face, attack, and destroy. Now, as you're able to see there, all the different pawns are fighting this ogre, and you're seeing what the other skills you are able to use with the fighter. He's able to climb up. Once he's up there, he's going to have different choices that he's going to able to do as long as he stays on it, which is going to be the impel and the onslaught. Now, as you are fighting a monster or you're fighting anything in Dragon's Dogma 2, you need to be aware of something that is going to be called the loss gauge. If you are, as you're able to see, there's 2 different type of bars right at the bottom. Right at the bottom, one is going to be your powers or your elemental damage that you're doing, and the other one is going to be your loss gauge. If your loss gauge becomes very low or drops to the lowest point, it's probably going to be best if you get out, if you can handle the fight and come back and try to fight the enemy, because it's going to be very hard for you to take on different enemies if that loss gauge is low. Now let's take a look at the thief and what we're going to be able to be facing. The thief is a brand new class to the Dragon's Dogma 2 franchise. which in this case is actually probably going to be one of everyone's favorite. And let me know in the comment section below which of the four that I'm going to be talking about is going to be your favorite. Now, the thief itself, special weapon is going to be those daggers. As you see there, he already has the elemental damage. So as soon as he climbs up on top of this, Ogre is going to be doing a lot more damage. So your best friends are going to be the two daggers that you're going to be able to use, because you're going to be dealing a tremendous amount of damage because of the speed that you're going to be able to do this. So the more damage you're able to do with your daggers, the faster you're going to be able to pretty much just take down the foe. Now, also, using daggers and the harnessing and also the mobility is going to be the key strength for this class. It's going to help you get out of trouble. On top of that, you're going to be very mobile and you're going to be dealing a lot of damage very fast, as you are able to see here right in this video. It's probably not the best gameplay or how to show off the way you're going to be able to use this character, because this character, just like the fighter, is going to be on an enemy's face, just attacking, because you're going to be mobile. And by being mobile, you're going to be able to get out of trouble really fast. Now, let's take a look at the next two advanced classes. And we're going to be first taking a look at the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer is probably going to be one of your favorite characters to use, because this here, it doesn't focus on defense. This Sorcerer focuses more on offense. The more damage you're able to do, the better. One of the great things that was added to Dragon's Dogma 2, especially for the Sorcerer, is that you're going to be able to wear armor this time around. So that is a big plus. On top of this, as you guys are able to see, that staff already has that elemental damage that is going to deal more damage, which is going to be another plus that you're going to be able to use. Now, as you're able to see here in this gameplay, the weapon skill that you're going to be able to use, one of them actually of the weapon skills that you're going to be able to use, is going to be a quick spell. Just like what it's saying, is going to be a fast spell that you're going to be able to spam over and over to be able to destroy the enemy. In this case, the big giant or a big ogre that you're trying to take down. Once again, all the pawns are working together. In this case, you are also seeing a different mechanic, which you're going to be able to take a pawn that just got taken down, take him away from the fight, come in and revive him while he's away from the fight. And then you both are going to be able to reunite and try to take down the ogre and the enemy, which is pretty cool. Another weapon skill that the Sorcerer is going to be able to use is going to be high 11. As you're able to see there, you're going to also jump really high in, like what it says, 11 levitation, which is pretty cool because you can get out of trouble really quick. And then you're also going to use a magic bolt and a galvanize by using the different type of buttons in your controller, which is, I believe, is probably one of the most fun classes that you're going to be able to use so far. So don't forget to mention in the comments which of the 4 different vocations is going to be your favorite, or if you want to rank them 1 through 4, also let me know. Now let's move on to the Warrior, and I'm going to be diving in a little bit more because I do have more information. Now the Warrior, but take a look. Once again, the famous drop kick on that pawn was hilarious. So this Warrior is able to do a couple of things. Unlike the fighter, this one here is able to wield bigger weapons, bigger swords. So as you're able to see there, on top of that, it has an elemental damage, and it also has a weapon skill that's called the Barge, which is, you're able to see there, it just rush at the, in this case, the ogre, and just did like on Street Fighter, a uppercut, which is what he just did with the long sword. The fighter is not able to do that. The fighter advantage is that you're able to use the shield and the short sword, but you're able to attack really fast. Unlike the Warrior, you are going to be dealing more damage because your focus is with a stronger weapon, which is going to be the Stone Splitter and the Mighty Sweep. You're able to do those different attacks. And as you are seeing here in the gameplay, one of the attacks that the gameplay shows us is that it goes up on the rock and does like a dive. Like in any other game, whenever you do a drop dive on any enemy, you're going to do a lot more damage, which is what you're able to see there. And one of the coolest, also amazing things about Dragon's Dogma 2 is that once you attack and you're able to do that deep dive on top of that enemy, you're also going to be able to just hang on to the enemy and attack them. As you're able to see there, once again, that drop kick just comes in and you just gotta be careful. I think one of the funnest things also in Dragon's Dogma 2 are the pawns. Their character lines are just hilarious. Just pay close attention when they're saying something, or here on the lower thirds that you're able to see the different words that they say is pretty hilarious. Again, always got to make sure that your loss gauge is that is not too low. In this case, as you are able to see here, the launch gauge went really low and pretty much you just are down and you need a help from a pawn to be able to get back in the fight. So the weapon skill that you're able to see in the warrior is going to be Skyward Sunder. He has also 3 additional core skills, which is going to be the Mighty Sweep, the Stone Splitter, and also the Barge. Overall, that is the complete preview of the 4 different pawns. One of the latest vocation being added to the game. So once again, let me know which is your favorite vocation, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we will be bringing to you even more video breakdowns, previews of all the different vocations, all weapons, and everything that you need to know about this upcoming game. This is going to be releasing on March. It's probably going to be one of the most anticipated games ever that you're going to be able to play. Even though when the first one got released, I just believe that when the first one was released about 12 years ago, gamers were not ready for this game. I think everyone has played a lot of Souls games and we're going to be ready for this game. So make sure you just subscribe, turn notifications to all, and we'll see you guys on the next video.